Let me ask y'all something. Can a woman be strong, independent, opinionated, know exactly what she wants, handle her own business, and still want a man to take control in the bedroom? Don't answer yet, because apparently we're starting season 7 by getting all up in people's business. A very close friend asked me a question. They said, "Hey Jay, would you ever do an episode about being submissive in the bedroom?" Now, initially I laughed because I'm thinking, why are you asking me this question? But then I thought about it and I said, actually, yeah, I would. Because I think people hear the word submissive and immediately start making assumptions. Weak, passive, controlled, maybe even obedient. And baby, that is not necessarily what we're talking about, because there is a very big difference between somebody taking your power and you looking at somebody you trust and deciding, I'm giving you permission to take the lead. And since we're having this conversation, I suppose I should answer the question everybody is eventually going to ask me. Am I submissive? Yes, I am. In the bedroom. But before some of y'all get a little too excited, there's a very important part of that answer. With the right partner. Everybody does not get that version of Jay. Let me say that again. Everybody does not get that version of me. Because submission requires something from me, but it also requires something from our partner too. Trust, communication, respect, safety, and the understanding that just because I may willingly give you some control does not mean I've lost my power. Oh, yeah, we're going there today. We're talking submission. We're talking dominance. We're talking about different kinds of submissives. We're talking about some of the things grown folks might bring into the bedroom. Yes, we're even talking about the toys. Within reason now, because your girl is trying to keep her YouTube channel and not get banned. We're talking boundaries, safe words, trust, taking the lead, relinquishing control, and we're definitely talking about why somebody can be completely independent outside the bedroom and have absolutely no problem saying, baby, you got this. Now, before we get into any of it, remember one thing. Submissive does not mean powerless. Ooh, welcome to season 7, y'all. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Pull up a chair, we gon' talk it through. Little bit of life, little breakthrough. From the crib to the headlines, heart on display. Everyday stories in a brand new way. This is the corner with Jay, where we pray, real talk, mama heart, big dreams on the way.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the corner with Jay. And apparently, welcome to the grown folks section of season 7. Now, if you're new here, I'm Jay, and around this corner, we have real conversations about relationships, life, boundaries, dating, personal growth, and apparently, what happens after the bedroom door closes too. Now, before we get started, let me give you my little disclaimer. This episode contains mature conversation intended for adults. We're discussing relationships, intimacy, consensual power dynamics, and personal preferences. We're keeping it grown, we're keeping it respectful, and we're definitely keeping it non-graphic because your girl enjoys having my YouTube channel. Okay? Okay. Now, let's talk. What does being submissive actually mean? Now, I think before we talk about anything else, we need to clear up one huge misconception. Now, there isn't one universal definition of what being submissive looks like. Submission can look completely different from one relationship to another. For some people, submission exists strictly in the bedroom. That's it. Outside of intimacy, both partners are making decisions, both have equal voices, both have their own lives, but privately, one partner enjoys letting the other take lead. Someone else may be more service oriented. They enjoy doing things that make their partner feel cared for, desired, or appreciated. Then you have people who enjoy more playful submission. Maybe there's teasing, maybe there are roles, maybe there are certain expectations they've mutually agreed upon. Then you have people who participate in a more structured, dominant, and submissive dynamics. And then there are people who move between both roles. Sometimes they want control. Sometimes they want to relinquish it. It depends on the partner, the relationship, and sometimes simply the mood. But here's what all healthy versions should have in common: choice. Submission should be something you willingly participate in. It isn't, you're my partner, therefore you have authority over me. No. There is a huge difference between I enjoy giving you control and you have control because you decided you do. Those are two very different situations. Now, can a strong woman really be submissive? Now, let's get into this one because this misconception drives me crazy. Some people genuinely believe that if a woman is strong, independent, assertive, successful, opinionated, or used to handling her own business, there's no way she could possibly be submissive privately. Why not? Have y'all ever considered that maybe, just maybe, that's part of the appeal? I mean, think about it. All day long, you're making choices, right? Work, kids, bills, appointments, dinner, deadlines, phone calls, emails, business decisions, household decisions. Everybody wants something. Everybody needs something. Everybody has a question. And sometimes by the end of the day, you're thinking, damn, could somebody else make a decision around here? There can be something freeing about being with someone you trust enough to say and look them eye to eye, I don't need to lead right now. That doesn't make you incapable. It doesn't erase your independence. You're choosing to temporarily relinquish some control because you feel comfortable doing it. And for me, the biggest word in that entire sentence is safe. Now, let's get into why the right partner matters. Now, remember what I said earlier? Yes, I am submissive with the right partner. That qualification is very important because everybody doesn't automatically create an environment where you can relinquish that control. For me, there has to be trust. There has to be communication. There has to be respect. Obviously, there has to be attraction and chemistry. But chemistry alone isn't enough because if I am lying there wondering, is this person going to respect me If I say stop, we're already done. You ruined the moment. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, sexy about wondering whether your boundaries matter. Being able to relinquish that kind of control requires knowing that the person receiving that trust isn't going to abuse it. And that is where people sometimes confuse dominance with control. Now, dominant does not mean controlling. Let me say something that might hurt somebody's feelings. Calling yourself dominant doesn't automatically make you dominant. And walking around announcing, I'm an alpha male. Sir. Okay? Because being controlling is not the same thing as being dominant. Jealousy isn't dominance. Possessiveness isn't dominance. Pressuring someone, no. Demanding access to another person's body, no. Trying to scare someone into it, no. That's control. That's not being dominant. And there's a huge, huge difference. Listen to me. If someone trusts you enough to willingly relinquish some control to you, your responsibility is to protect their boundaries actually becomes greater because they've handed you something so incredibly valuable outside of their body, their trust. Now, but how spicy are we talking? All right, let's get into it. I already know somebody has been waiting for this section. Y'all can relax now. Yes, there are different things consenting adults, emphasis on the consenting, may choose to incorporate into intimacy. And yes, I will be fully transparent. Some of these things that I am about to name on this list, I have done, I have tried, or I have thought about trying. I'm not going to reveal which ones, but those that know me know. Blindfolds, soft restraints, especially 4-point restraints, adult toys, lingerie, role playing, sensory play, music, lighting, verbal direction, different kinds of touch, or sometimes nothing extra at all. Sometimes that dynamic between you and them itself is enough. Now, before somebody starts yelling at they phone, whatever you're listening to me on, Jay, calm down. I told y'all, this is season 7. It's a little bit different. But here's what's interesting or interesting. Sometimes the appeal isn't actually the object. It's what the object represents. Stay with me. For instance, take a blindfold. Think about that. You are voluntarily giving up your ability to see what's coming next. So now anticipation becomes part of your experience. And no, y'all, as much as y'all want me to go there, I cannot. I want to keep my channel. I will say this though, that blindfold is a son of a gun. Moving right along. Soft restraints. You're voluntarily giving up a degree of physical control. Now let's pause. I will give this out. My fave, 4-point restraints. Don't ask. If you know, you know. Role playing can allow two people to temporarily step outside of their everyday personalities. If you and your partner have never role played in the bedroom, go for it. That's all I'm going to say. It's an experience. And toys? Well, toys. They're toys. There are various different toys for various different things, various parts of the body. Small, medium, large. Silicone, glass, depending on what your fetish may be. But we're grown, and I'm not getting shut down for this. So we're going to move along from that. Let your imagination take hold. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a thought. I'm back. I promise I'm okay. Sometimes submission doesn't involve anything except allowing your partner to lead, not control, lead. Sometimes it's simply hearing them right in your ear, whispering to you, I've got you. Let me take care of you. Let me lead you. Hey, baby. Sometimes that's all somebody needs, okay? Ooh, moving along. There are different types of submission. Now, this is something most people don't always realize. Not everybody who identifies as submissive wants the same thing. Someone might enjoy submission only during intimacy. Another person might enjoy being service oriented, meaning they genuinely enjoy caring for or pleasing their partner. Some enjoy playful power exchange. Some people enjoy switching roles depending on the situation. And some people may like one element but have absolutely no interest in another, which is why communication matters so much. You can't assume, well, my last partner liked it, so obviously you will too. Absolutely not. I almost said something else. I had to catch myself. Different person, different relationship, different boundaries. You have to learn the person you're actually with. I'm going to say this, and I might catch some heat from some women for this. If a man knows how to lead, I mean, naturally, it's in his nature. He knows what it means to naturally lead. That woman is going to submit to you. And ladies, oh, ladies, when I say submit, again, we are talking about intimacy, not submitting to him controlling your life. Gentlemen, a lot of you understand what I am saying. If you know how to naturally lead, you're a natural male who knows how to do this. That woman behind closed doors, you in for an experience of your life with her. Let's continue. Submission is not permission. Now, let's get serious for a minute, because this might be the most important part of the entire conversation. Being submissive, ladies, listen. Being submissive does not mean you can do whatever you want to me. There are boundaries. Submission still requires consent. Yes, even if it's your wife, your lifelong partner, whomever your significant other may be, submission requires consent. There should still be boundaries. Everyone is not comfortable with everything, especially if they've never been introduced to it, they've never attempted or tried to. There should still be communication of how far you are willing to go. And there should always be the ability to stop. Now, I will give a little disclosure. When I'm with my partner, and this is someone I'm with, not just a hookup, for me to be a submissive female behind closed doors, I have to fully trust you, which means it's us. There's going to be a safe word. There's always a safe word. Pay attention. If couples are exploring any type of power dynamic, they should be able to have a conversation beforehand. I strongly encourage, before you take on a dominant, submissive relationship, or attempt to do this if you've never done it, have this conversation beforehand. What do you like? What are you curious about? What is completely off limits? Is there anything you thought you enjoy but discovered you don't? What does slow down mean? What does stop mean? Some couples, like I just spoke on, use safe words. Others establish physical signals. And here's something people sometimes forget you are allowed to change your mind if you're not comfortable. Consent isn't something you give once and lose forever. You can be okay with something on Monday and then decide you no longer want it on Friday. That is your right. Now, let's talk about safe words. Safe words aren't some silly movie thing. They're communication, especially when you're participating in something when ordinary words or playful resistance could potentially become part of that dynamic. A predetermined word makes the message unmistakable. Stop. Some couples use the traffic light system. Green means everything is good. Yellow means slow down or check in. Red means stop. Simple, clear, no guessing. Because nobody should have to wonder whether their partner actually wants to continue. Now, you can use a variety of these. Once you close that bedroom door, you can say, hey, this is today's safe word. Or this is today's physical signal that it's gone too far. And some people don't understand this. Aftercare matters. Hear me out. We're going to talk about what happens after you come out the bedroom. Because intimacy doesn't necessarily end when the physical part ends. Some people need closeness afterwards. Some need reassurance. Some want cuddling. I'm a cuddler. I love cuddling. Some want conversation. if you did what you were supposed to do the right way, oh trust me, they gonna need some more than a snack. They gonna need to rejuvenate just a little bit. That's another podcast, another conversation. But listen, we're adults. Hydrate. I'm so serious. Better yet, when you all decide that this is what you're about to do, I will say this, it can become intense. You can get wrapped up in it. Take the water in there with you, okay? Take a couple of bottles of water in there with you or keep a cup of ice water by the bed. I'm just saying. And a towel. Moving along. And some people simply need a moment to just reconnect emotionally. Especially when you've been participating in a dynamic that's involving vulnerability or relinquishing control. Checking in afterward can simply come off as, are you okay? Did you enjoy it? Was there anything that you didn't like? Do you need anything? That's not awkward. That's healthy communication. Okay, so let's bring it back to Jay. Because I know some of y'all have been sitting through this episode thinking, all right, girl, what about you? And I'm going to tell you without telling you all my business. Now, throughout this episode, I've given little hints. But yes, your girl can absolutely be 100% submissive with the right man. But everybody doesn't get that version. You don't get it because you're attractive. You don't get it because we went on 3 dates. You don't get it because you call yourself dominant. And you don't get it because you're loud. And you definitely don't get it because you think submission means I suddenly stopped having boundaries. For me, that man has to make me feel so safe. I need to know that my no matters just as much as my yes matters to him. I need to know that that man can lead me without taking control. I need to trust him. I need to respect him. And I need to know that he respects me too. Because if I'm giving you that control in that moment, please understand something. I chose to give it to you, which means I still have my power. And that's the part people miss. Submission can actually require a tremendous amount of confidence because I am so secure enough in myself as a woman and as a female that I can look at that man in his eyes and say, I don't have to control this moment. You got it. And I trust you with it. That's different. Now, there's another misconception. Submissive does not mean silence. A submissive partner still gets to communicate, still gets to have preferences, because I have mine. Still gets to say, oh, I like that. I don't like that. Not tonight. Not that. Slow down. Stop. Or even, I changed my mind. Submission doesn't remove your voice. If somebody requires you to become silent about your boundaries in order for them to feel powerful, that's not the kind of power dynamic that I'm talking about. Let's flip this conversation. Because now I'm turning this over to y'all. And please remember that the comments are public. I don't need everybody dropping their entire bedroom resume underneath my video. If you inbox me, be respectful. Please and thank you. You will be blocked. You will be removed. I'm just saying, y'all will be surprised at the things that have come through my inbox just simply off relationship podcast episodes, okay? So this one, comments are public. Keep it as clean and respectful as possible. We are not doing a show and tell at the corner, but I do want to know what y'all think. Can a strong, independent person also enjoy being submissive privately? Do you believe submission requires trust? Can someone be submissive with one partner and completely different with another? Do you prefer taking the lead? Do you prefer letting your partner lead? Can you switch between the two? I have. Or does everything depend on the connection you have with that particular person? And here's the question I really want you to think about. What would somebody have to do for you to feel safe enough to relinquish control in the bedroom? Because after everything we've talked about today, I think that may be the real conversation. Not the toys, not the blindfolds, not who's dominant, not who's submissive. Trust. Because intimacy requires vulnerability. And when somebody willingly places themselves in a vulnerable position with you, now how do you handle that? How you handle it says a lot about the type of partner you are. Now, here's my final thoughts. At the end of the day, intimacy isn't supposed to fit somebody else's definition. Some people are submissive, some are dominant, some switch. Some don't want anything to do with power dynamics at all. And some people are still figuring out what they like. And that's okay too. You're allowed to have preferences. You're allowed to have boundaries. You're allowed to explore. You're allowed to say no. And you're allowed to change your mind. Whatever two consenting adults choose to do privately should begin with communication and respect. Being submission or being submissive should never require anyone surrendering their voice. You can relinquish control and still have boundaries. You can certainly enjoy being led and still be independent. You can be soft and still be strong. You can trust someone with control without giving away your power. Because, baby, I said submissive, not powerless. Okay? Now, with season 7, y'all already got me telling on myself. And I see what kind of season this is about to be. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and join me down in the comments. Send this episode to somebody you know is going to text you. Y'all can't even talk. Text you afterwards. He'll be like, hey, we need to talk about something. Where apparently over here at the corner with Jay, we're talking about everything this season. But we're going to talk about it honestly. We're going to talk about it responsibly. And we're probably going to laugh while we're doing it. This is a judgment-free zone, okay? So until next time, protect your peace. Know your boundaries. Communicate what you need. And hey, whatever happens behind closed doors, make sure everybody involved actually wants to be there. I'm Jay, and I'll see you next time right here at the corner. Take care, loves.